to talk about the intersection between email marketing and loyalty programs. We'll be diving into what is customer engagement and retention, and how these two wonderful channels come together to drive loyalty, retention, and hopefully a whole lot of return visits, right? So we have two stellar industry leaders up here with me today, and they're ready to share their knowledge on how they've used email marketing and loyalty programs. They'll talk a little bit about personalized strategies, how to target different customer groups, and how they can leverage data to move that proverbial needle. But before we do so, I think it's kind of worth noting a lot of these similarities these brands have, not only because we have Kaylee and Haley here, but also because these two brands are all about living life to the fullest and embracing the spirit of adventure, right? So whether you're jetting off to a new destination or you're strutting your stuff in some badass lingerie from Lively, you can do it with a little style and a whole lot of confidence. And I'm going to turn it over now to you wonderful ladies to tell us a little bit about yourselves, your roles, and how you've leveraged these two channels with your brands. Shall I start with you?
Hi, I'm Kaylee Jansen. I'm the senior analyst on the email team for Spirit Airlines. I handle our loyalty program communications as well as our partner communications. And our loyalty program is called Free Spirit. It's the youngest program in the industry. We launched it in 2021. So it's all about awareness and acquisition for us. It's a very exciting program. We're all about offering more go to our guests. Those are what we call our customers. And yeah.
And you guys thought you got rid of me, but I'm back. I'm Haley, thank you. I work at Lively, Director of Lifecycle Marketing there, so anything that touches email, SMS, loyalty, I'm your girl for it. And yeah, in our world, kind of a loyalty program, cannot and should not exist without email marketing. They really complement each other really well. So yeah, we've just kind of been working on better ways to optimize and integrate those two things, and excited to talk about them today.
Well, fantastic. So cheers to more go and more passion with these two ladies. Let's kick it off with a question for both of you. Tell us a little bit about what you think these traditional roles of email marketing and loyalty programs, how they can evolve, and how you can leverage both of these together. I'm going to start with Haley.
Sure. In terms of the evolving, email marketing, as we all know, is constantly evolving, based on changing consumer behaviors and advancements in technology, and there's so many other components that go into that. Loyalty programs, on the other hand, have also had kind of an incredible evolution since the beginning of them existing, which I don't know when that was, but I think that, they're sophisticated, they're personalized, they're data-driven. They also offer customers a very unique experience that's personal to their preferences, their shopping behaviors. So, in my world, in terms of leveraging them together, like I mentioned, I don't think that a loyalty program should exist without email marketing. I think email is important every single step of the way. And you're just able to, a loyalty program helps you retain customers, increase your customer lifetime value, differentiate your brand from competitors. There's just so many things that a loyalty program can do, and kind of using email marketing in tandem with that is one of the most important things, in my opinion.
Yeah, I see email and loyalty intertwining. One can't truly be successful without the other. And for many brands, it is the main channel of communication you use to contact your customers. And there's just so much opportunity there when you leverage both, such as developing a deeper understanding of your loyalty member, as well as being able to quickly reach out to your loyalty member faster and in a more personal way.
Well, fantastic. This brings another question to mind for me, because I used to struggle with this in my past roles. how do you determine, right, with email, right, when you're, deciding whether you're going to send an email marketing campaign or loyalty, or when is it too much? What takes priority for you guys within your, programs?
I think for me, email campaigns outside of loyalty, that's kind of a given. We're sending those weekly, and those are kind of business as usual. When it comes to loyalty, it's really that incremental program, and we want it to drive that incremental revenue, that extra revenue that we're not seeing from just sending our email campaigns every day. So for me, I don't think it's really one takes priority over the other. I think they're just different priorities, if you will. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. We have our weekly e-deal communications that go out to a larger audience, and we also have our more narrow communications that go out to loyalty members on a weekly basis, and these are more targeted offers with like Spirit Vacations or partner exclusive offers that are additional to our flights that we offer to our members. But yeah, one doesn't go over the other. If anything, they complement each other. We're giving our members and non-members a glimpse into this, but just everything we can offer them as a brand.
So,
Yeah.
so no, there can't be too much email then.
There can.
There can. Gotta strike that nice balance.
There can, yeah. There has to be a balance for sure. I mean, in our world, we're kind of thinking of loyalty program as an additional channel to email and SMS when it comes to our whole CRM world. So, it's just as important as email and SMS.
This is a great segue into my next question then for you, Haley. What are some of the effective strategies for integrating email marketing and loyalty programs to drive that customer engagement and retention?
Yeah, good question. So I think it's kind of, it's kind of twofold. So when it comes to strategizing for our already existing loyalty members, we use email, constantly for that, whether it's kind of nudging them to, shop a little bit more they're very close to their next reward, whether it's reminding them to use a redemption code that they haven't used yet, whether it's kind of they upgrade their tier, like letting them know what perks are involved in their new tier. So I think we're definitely using those behaviors to trigger emails to them constantly. And then there's kind of the side of, your non-members. So we actually, one of a really effective strategy for us is adding loyalty touch points to a lot of our high visibility flows. So welcome journey, all of our abandonment journeys, post-purchase journeys, and we're really conditionally branching those flows by members versus non-members throughout all of our emails, and just adding kind of little modules and blocks at the bottom. For example, for members, we're pushing them to kind of refer a friend, versus non-members, we're really pushing them to sign up for rewards and get that $10 off, that 100 points. So that's been really effective for us.
Well, that's awesome. And now it's going to be a great question here for you, Kaylee. How can personalized email marketing enhance the effectiveness of the loyalty programs? Are there any specific data-driven opportunities that you've used?
Yeah, so personalized email marketing can help deepen customer engagement, increase retention, and also just drive incremental revenue to your loyalty program. And you can do this in many ways, such as segmentation, by segmenting your list with customer preferences. You're able to group everyone out and deliver targeted messaging and exclusive offers that are relevant to each group. And in return, this increases the likelihood of conversions and also fosters an appreciation from the customer. That you know them, you understand them, you're always listening to them. They're not just getting bombarded with emails or just blanket offers. It's more targeted, the more conversions we typically see.
Right. You just touched on segmentation, and then I think that also leads to the next question for you, Haley. What are the best practices for segmenting your audiences?
Yeah, sure. And this really goes back to kind of, what I was just mentioning about our abandonment journeys and how we're branching them. So I think, you know, having them in these high visibility flows and being able to target them, whether they're a member or a non-member, that's really important for us. And then another interesting strategy in terms of targeting is we actually have segments built in our ESP that will target, hey, is this person assigned to a tier? And is their points balance between this number and that number? So for example, looking for people that are assigned to tier 2 and their points balance is between 200 and 299 points, which means they're eligible for a $20 off reward. We're taking those segments from there, and we've actually built sign-up forms that will kind of fire off when people in those segments are active on site. So if they're browsing or if they have completed an abandonment action, they will kind of see that pop up, and we've seen really high conversions from this because we know that these customers are very high intent. They're already on site, they're already a loyalty member, and they already have a reward available to them. So that's been a really interesting targeting, you know, strategy that we've recently put into place.
Excellent, excellent. Now, Kaylee, let's talk a little bit about KPIs. What should we be tracking?
Yeah, so I mean, we all should be tracking, you know, the open rates, click-through rates, conversion, revenue, but also customer lifetime value. I think it's so important to understand the long-term value of your loyalty members, and you know, that helps deepen your knowledge of your ROI, and it allows you to you know, better allocate your time and resources to campaigns and projects that you know you'll receive an appropriate return. For example, for us, we launched an end-of-year program to our loyalty members 2 years ago, and it's been a success year over year. It's a great touch point for loyalty programs. People like to see their data being like showcased. So we enjoy. Sorry, oh my gosh, I just blinked though. But we enjoy. Oh my gosh, what's the word?
It's okay, I forgot who I was. You're good.
But yeah, just showcasing our top members with all the data we have for them, but also we are, yeah, sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. You know, and as you're speaking, as I'm hearing both of you, I guess one of the things that stands out for me is have there been any challenges that you've faced that you've learned from it? One of those gotcha moments that you said, oh, wow, like, who knew kind of thing, as you've put these programs together that you can share with us that, maybe the pitfalls we should avoid?
Yeah, so for my end, I know I just talked through kind of rebranding and relaunching our entire loyalty program. One of the things that we ended up learning a little bit after launch, which we didn't even think about pre-launch, was for our tier 1, we actually had our annual spend level starting at $0. And that means that anyone that signed up to the program, regardless of if they had made a purchase or not, was assigned to our lowest tier. We actually found that there was a lot of people in a program after we launched it that just were not engaged with the program at all because they had not made a purchase. So we actually ended up about a month after launching, changing that tier 1 spend level to be at least $1 to make sure that people that are within the program are actually engaged with the program. They didn't just sign up and for fun and get their 100 points and never use them. So to be assigned a tier in our loyalty program, you have to spend at least $1.
Very cool. How about with you? Were there any challenges that you've encountered that were a great learning opportunity, and what was that?
Yeah, so with our Free Spirit onboarding journey, we recently realized there was a touch point in there that was not performing well. It was a push for our paid subscription program called Savers Club. It was we haven't revisited it in a while, so we looked at it and we saw that, this blanket offer to all recently enrolled members was not sitting well with them. It wasn't performing well. So instead of wasting our money on this touch point, we deactivate it right now, and we're currently revisiting the audience and just to see when this offer should be presented to our Free Spirit members. But yeah, just being able to relook at all of our automations. We're always optimizing these because, things change, and 6 months from now, this can be a different topic. So it's just always important to always be looking into those.
Agreed. Optimization, constantly watching the data to see where it takes you. I totally agree. But I can't be the only one having all the fun up here asking all these wonderful questions. And so I want to open it up to the audience to see if you all have questions for our panelists regarding how these two wonderful channels converge.
I will call on people, so thank you.
There we go.
It sounds like you both have a lot of lessons that you've learned over time through working in your various programs. If you could go back and tell your past self some tips on how to succeed, what would that be?
I think for me, in terms of relaunching the program, I would go back and not also switch vendors at the same time, because that was just insane. I mean, I don't know why I thought I had to do all of that at once. But I mean, we love our new vendor, and they've provided us with a lot of, good perks and out of the box ideas. But yeah, that was a little crazy.
Yeah, I would say, just always be close with your internal stakeholders, like your loyalty department, for example. Understand your customer persona right away. Always be checking in on that, seeing, how they feel towards the brand, who you're targeting, because sometimes that can get lost when you're sending all these emails out week over week, and you kind of lose sight of who your true audience is. And I just think it's always important just to always hone back in on that and remind yourself of who it is you are actually speaking to and who you want to speak to.
Yeah, and one more thing that I'll add there is just, I think it's easy to launch a loyalty program and have it live on your site, bare bone. But that's where the email marketing comes in, is how are you maintaining your loyalty program? How is it driving revenue for you? How is it growing? Which I think is really where the intersection of email marketing comes in. You can have a loyalty program live on site and have it live there. And one of the things we learned was, it's not going to do anything for you unless you're communicating to your members.
Hi, I'm Christina with Acoustic. Love listening to you guys discuss intersection of loyalty and email marketing. I have a question about the different maybe web behaviors that you use. I heard you both mention opens, clicks, delivers, and maybe the last time somebody made a purchase or has not made a purchase. What other behaviors stick out to you that help you refine and define your loyalty program?
Being in the travel industry, we look at destinations they frequent, time of year that they travel, things like that. Also, what they're adding on for ancillary items as well. So it's a little different for as an airline, but that's what we're always looking at too, on a very deep level. So we can target them and understand, from purchase to their end of their trip, how we can support them as a loyalty member.
Yeah, and for us, I mean, outside of all the KPIs we track within the loyalty program, we're also looking at, how many members have dropped month over month, whether it's they're dropping a tier or they're just dropping from the program entirely. Because at the end of the day, the goal is to grow the program. So just making sure that we have kind of anti-churn strategies in place as well. That's a big one for us.
Talk to us a little bit about that anti-churn strategy that you have.
Yeah, and it kind of goes back to, segmentation a little bit, where, we do have segments for customers who have not engaged with the program in a while, who have points and have not redeemed them. So we have a few kind of journeys that are set up to help prevent the churn. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if people aren't engaging and are dropping from your program, sometimes it's not a bad thing.
Right. They'll come back. They'll come back.
Hopefully, but if they don't, that's okay. That's okay.
Any other? All the way over here.
Hi everyone, I'm Kristen with Emarsis. As you talk about loyalty and combining that with email and how important that is, can you talk a little bit more about the difference between loyalty and rewards programs? Because a lot of brands have rewards programs and they think that it's one and the same, but can you talk about like the gamification and other things that are needed to make it a true loyalty program?
Yeah, that's a good question. For us, when I speak about loyalty program, I think it's kind of like an all-encompassing program that includes rewards. So for us, it was kind of our loyalty program is rewards, is referral. So, you know, there's rewards that you can gain in the loyalty program, but there's also kind of your loyal customers outside of just the program as well. So it's kind of differentiating between, okay, who are our loyal customers, who are our loyal customers that are members in the program, and then the rewards kind of live within all of that. So they're earning rewards as part of the loyalty program, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a loyalty program is like the ecosystem within it, and then the rewards are, like you said, in it too, as well. But when we look at loyalty programs, we're not just looking at, you know, flight redemptions. We're looking at how our partners can benefit our members, what other additional offers from these third-party partners that we can provide to our members, additional discounts, or even with their points, if they can redeem it for, you know, other items, or also earn points from these partners too. So we're constantly evolving and looking at how we can better provide to our loyalty members.
Ryan from RP Origin. What's next? What's the thing that you're going to work on next now that you've gotten to this point, right? And how is that informed?
That's a tomorrow question. No, ask me again like later. No, I mean, I think I kind of touched on it in my last presentation, but you know, we just relaunched our loyalty program, so we're kind of just enjoying how that's been performing for us. But you know, as I mentioned earlier in this panel, loyalty best practices, loyalty programs are just constantly evolving, just like email marketing. So, you know, there does come a point where you kind of need to take a step back and look at the program as a whole and look at, you know, where are you doing really well, where are you maybe kind of falling behind, and continue to optimize. I mean, I don't know what's next, but I'll let you know when I figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all about just awareness and acquisition with our new loyalty program now. A lot of people I've spoken to this weekend didn't even know we had a loyalty program, so we do. It's Free Spirit. And we also, one of these big projects that we're doing, it's called Travel More in 2024. It's a contest all year where you enter, you receive additional bonus points, and then we're currently working with our partners to provide exclusive offers to these people that joined the contest and signed up for our program. We did this last year called Fly Free in 2023, where we did drawings for free flight giveaways when you sign up for our rewards or loyalty program, and we saw, you know, huge numbers in our loyalty program. So it's just that's proven to be successful for us. So it's going to be an exciting year with Travel More in 2024. So be sure to sign up.
So I got a question, if I may.
Oh, yeah. Stage is all yours.
So curious, you know, going back to the customer, right? Because it's all about the customer. And like, where do you get your feedback? Do you provide a method or way for them to bring back that feedback? For example, you just launched a new loyalty program, and I'm sure that getting that feedback from your customers on this relaunch would have been very important.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we I mean, our CX team are my best friends. They provide me with all of the feedback that they're hearing from our customers. But the other side to that is, we work really closely with our brand ambassadors. When we're launching something new, we're always looking for feedback from them. So we have a really, really strong relationship with people that have been with Lively in terms of ambassadors from the beginning of the brand. So we definitely look to them for feedback and take their feedback seriously, because they are, at the end of the day, our most loyal customers.
And we work really closely with our guest experience team. After you complete a flight with Spirit, you should receive a survey just asking about your flight. And we're adding questions to this throughout the year as well whenever we need new data. So we rely very heavily on our guest experiences team for this.
Fantastic.
So this talks a little bit about how email and loyalty can play together, but so many of us in this room also focus on in-app messaging and SMS as part of our days. So between those channels, is there a good use case for each of them? Because it feels like we have like a million different ways we can communicate to our customers. Like, how do we manage the frequency between all the different things that we can hit them with?
Yeah, so from our end, we do leverage SMS as a channel for loyalty, but in very small doses. It's much harder to use SMS as kind of an efficient channel when promoting loyalty. Us personally, we don't have kind of a seamless integration with our loyalty vendor and our SMS vendor. So that makes it a little bit difficult. And there's also the constriction of, character count. So we do use SMS to promote loyalty, but email is where we're able to truly personalize and give them that special experience.
So for SMS, we only use it for our pre-flight communication. So if you have a gate change, or we also do upsells if you want to purchase a big front seat 1 hour before departure and there's one available. So things like that. So we don't use SMS for loyalty or promo right now. We rely very heavily on our email. Like you said, it's the best way to personalize it. We also have an app. So within the app, you can log into your account. But right now, it's just email.
Any other questions? All right, one more.
Hi, I'm Lori from Data Axle. I had a question for Spirit Airlines. When you're getting those surveys out, what's your % of completion? Like, are you finding a decent enough percentage to be statistically valid for you to gather that information?
Yeah, we do find a good turnout in these surveys year over year. So we're able to use it as a baseline just to get a good read on our audience. But overall, I would say we do see a good result.
Awesome. Haley, Kaylee, and Lola, thank you guys so much.